What up, world? Strikes. Today's will be a quick one. We're losing light fast, but I wanted to talk about this idea of anonymity, and I think it's kind of just where everything's headed. I think we've lived in a time for so long of like everything just being thrown at us, and this idea of like you have to build it up. And I was having a conversation with somebody who makes YouTube videos. They got like millions of subscribers. They do this and they really pay attention, and they really kind of want to help artists as well. Like they really believe in pushing just the art forward. And in the middle of that conversation, I realized something that I haven't really realized or talked about in a while, which is just this idea that creativity, I think, has been sold to as we have to make money off of it. I think we've all been sold like this lie, essentially, that like this needs to make money. And I'm honestly part of the problem. Like, I think when you get a lot of ambitious people who like do want to make money off of it because they have a lot of creative ideas, and to do those ideas you need money. And then the more you go, you realize like you're able to go further, so you want to. And yeah, man, I think for me, I found a lot of this stuff early on of like, you want to do arenas and you want to take this as big as you can. And you know, when you're a kid and you're just full of ambition, it sounds so great. But then you just realize like, bro, there's a lot of joys in life. There's a lot more to this thing than just obsessing over something and making it a reality. And obsessing over something and making it a reality is dope. I love it. And I'm gonna probably get lost in it and do it the rest of my life. But there's a lot more things I like. I like travel, I like adventure, I love my friends, I love my family, I love just so many other joys outside of just the art. And for me, it's like been the best blessing. There's so many people that I've gotten to meet along this journey that I would have never got to meet otherwise. And so for me, it's the coolest thing in the world. Like most everyone I come in contact with in my life is because of music, and they're people I would have never met otherwise. Like Kenny, one of my best friends, and I was like, bro, we never would have met if it wasn't for music. So I'm forever thankful for this just ambitious kid version of myself who was like, nah, it needs to be as big as possible, and chase that. But at the same time, I don't think anybody's really proposing to you an idea that maybe it doesn't need to make money. Like maybe you could just create because you enjoy creating, and maybe that's enough. And maybe you also can work a job and like enjoy that. It's an option. I'm not saying don't chase your dreams. Like fucking go for that shit, bro. That's why I think I'm honestly like probably part of the problem, is because my whole narrative is, you know, go after that shit, go get it. But I think it's really healthy and a really cool idea to like propose that you know, there's other options, and it's not just this like one size fits all. It makes all the money in the world or it makes no money. It's like you get to do what you love. And if what you love doing is making something and you figured out a sustainable way to do that, well, there's nothing more to it. Just go make it and get lost in that. Whatever happens. And if somewhere along the way you go, hey, you know, say you're, you know, you love making like wooden chairs and that's your thing. And you're like, damn, man, to make these wooden chairs, I need $20,000. You know, go get that $20,000, make the wooden chairs, get lost in it, see what happens. And that's a whole adventure of its own. But when you get there, bro, you might realize like, I just want to make these, and I now have the ability. And there's this other like manufacturer or someone out there that says like, you could make $1 million. And it's like, bro, if you like your life and you love where it's going, stick with it. And wooden chairs is mad random, but it can pretty much just apply to anything. Anything in creativity, I think you can just do, you know, whatever version of it you want, as big or as small as you want to do it. And just remember that that's an option. And back to the point of this video, I think with that context, it's like people who are also watching things be created are just like people, myself, like when I go to watch something, when I go to consume something, when I go to view a piece of art or listen to a song, I want something that I know is real. And because I'm so tired, and the whole world is so tired. We're so tired of just seeing again and again and again this shit that's just lying to us. It's like we've seen it all now, and it's only gonna get crazier. And I'm sure some of that shit is like really fire, but it's all just entertainment. It's no different than your Netflix. It's no different than, you know, it's just entertainment. And there's value in entertainment. But there's also value in human connection and art and creativity. And I think that is at its core what people and artists who are like frustrated, whether it's with AI or wherever the future of art is going, or this mass scrolling consumption, wherever those feelings take you as an artist and gets you to a place of frustration, it's honestly properly rooted in this idea of like fear of losing that human connection and fear of losing your community, and honestly, I think a lot of creators are like fear of losing their value. But I think it's come from a place of we have only dictated that we're valuable if we're making money off our thing. When in reality, there's a future where creativity doesn't make money, and that's okay. There's a fucking future where we don't deem success financially via creativity. And, you know, that's I don't think it's good or bad. It just might be how it plays out. And with that in mind, you know, what do you want to make? If money wasn't an option, what would you want to make? And there's, you know, you need money to make things, and there's that whole thing as well. But I just think we're in a time now where it's full throttle, make the most amount of money as possible without considering anything else. And there's nothing wrong with making bread, but if it's coming at the cost of your soul, and you got to sacrifice things you would want otherwise, and you know, you're just allowed to make that decision. And because of that, I think a lot more artists are going to be a lot more artists, once they're presented this idea, I think are going to realize, damn, maybe that is an option I want to take. And then I think because of this idea of we all have lived in this world for so long of just again, like here's the thing, watch the thing, TikTok. It's like, bro, that shit is so old. And you know, I think people are just gonna crave real communities and like real. I experienced this on my last tour. It was like we went and played a 50-person show in Germany. We were in Berlin or in Cologne. We played a 50-person show, and after the show, we were just all hanging out outside